Okay, so we know to make a whole number a fraction, we got to do what, Amaya?
8 divided by 8.
Okay, so how can we rewrite this where we're multiplying two fractions instead of a fraction and a whole number?
8 over 8.
Okay, so we're gonna.
Why?
Okay, so we got to write this first.
Oh.
You see, this is the first of the problem. Okay, so we got to rewrite that first. Now, how are we gonna make that 8 a fraction?
1, 8 over 1.
Okay, this is kind of I needed her to do. Okay, does that make sense?
Just rewriting it. And
No, you're not rewriting anything. Okay, this, and this is the same thing. Okay, do you understand that?
So if it was on 2 on top, you would put 8 over 2. I mean, 8.
No. Look, this is 1/8.
Okay.
This is 8. Remember yesterday the little diagrams I drew over here? Okay, this is 1/8. This is that much of something. This right here is 8 of those all together, all colored in. It's 8 something, okay? Whatever it is. Okay. So this is this right here. This is this right here. I'm not rewriting anything. I mean, every whole number is a fraction. It might not just be obvious, but it is. Okay. So how do we multiply these right here?
Into 8.
How do we multiply this 1/8 times 8? How do we multiply this?
8 over 8. You just
How do we multiply fractions? Not just this right here. How do we multiply fractions in general?
do both of the tops, then both of the
Okay, so what do we have here?
8 times 1 is 8, and 8 times 1 is 8.
Okay, now, what does this mean right here when you got 8 over 8? What does that mean mathematically? Huh?
Division
Okay, so tell me what this is. 8,
divided by 8.
which is
1.
1. Any number divided by itself is 1, okay? All right, now, tell me how to write this right here. We're going to rewrite this where I'm multiplying two fractions.
3 eighths times 1 8. No, 3 eighths. We just did. Three eighths times 1/8. No.
Does this number look like that number up there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
3 eighths times 1/8. I mean 8. 1.
Tell me how to write it. Just tell me the numbers.
8 and then 1.
8 over 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's 8. The bottom number is 8.
Now, when this reduces, what does this right here say?
2.
No, what is,
24 divided by 8.
which is how much? It means 8 times what is 24?
8 times. I don't want to say 2.
You want to say 2?
Yeah,
That would be wrong.
exactly. 8 times 3.
So 24 divided by 8 is 3. Okay? To be able to check that division, you do the opposite of that. You can multiply. 8 times what number is 24? It's 3. Okay? All right, can you see this right here? Watch out. All right, so tell me what to write here.
1/8 over 7. You just tell me. 7 over 1.
Times,
7 over 1.
okay?
7 over 1 is 7.
7 times 1 is 7,
7 times
not
one.
7 over 1. Okay?
And 8 times 1 is 8.
Okay. Now, is that in simplest form?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Tell me what's right here.
3/8 times 7/1. 7. 21 times 8. I mean 8.
21
times
over 8.
21 over 8.
Okay. Now, at the beginning, like right now, I'm satisfied with that, but we need to know that that's can reduce. Okay. How many times will 8 go into 21?
3 times. No, it won't.
Say your multiples are 8 till you get to 21, and you can't go over 21. So
8. 16. 21. 24. but
okay,
that's-
so we gotta go back.
Okay.
So our whole number is 2. How many's left over after you take 2 8s out of here? How much is 2 8s?
2 8.
How much is 2 8s? 2 groups of 8. How much is it?
Like all together?
Yeah, how much is it?
16.
Okay, so you take 16 out of 21. How many do you have left over?
No. Wait, no. 16 out of 8.
Not 16 out of 8. 16 out of 21.
Oh. I'm so slow.
No, you're not.
So yeah, I can't even multiply my hand.
But we're not multiplying, we're subtracting.
I mean subtracting. 16.
Write it down.
Okay.
I didn't say that you couldn't write it down.
15. No, it's not. Oh, I'll take away that.
Okay, I need y'all to be looking at this new sheet and kind of get an idea of what we're doing here. My bad, we should have been doing that already. Unless you really, really, really need this.
Is this
It's the second part. That's the second part of
It's
it.
5.
Okay, so you got 5 left over. What is your denominator here from what you divided by?
8.
I will take this for now. That's fine. But the more you can get to this, the better off you're going to be.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Any questions about that? Okay. All right. So, okay. Throughout all the groups, pretty much yesterday, we struggled with multiplying fractions, which I will take responsibility for that. We will practice that pretty regularly. Okay. So we'll make sure that we get that. Because I thought we were lost. I thought we had that. Maybe not. That's my fault. All right. Number 1. Today's we're still doing some of the same kind of thing. Okay. A recipe for 1 batch of spice mix says combine 3 teaspoons of mustard seeds, 5 teaspoons of chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. How many batches are represented by the diagram? Explain or show your reasoning. Okay, so I don't know if you got room there or not. We may have to adjust that to give you some room. Okay. So, what's our idea on that?
Wait, post say like that. What you say? Yes or no?
Combine 3 teaspoons of mustard seed,
Yes, it's true.
5 chili powders, and 1 salt. How many batches are represented on diagram? Okay, so what's a batch? Like a group. A batch is a group. Okay? Okay? So I need us to go ahead and answer that first question. Okay, what are we coming up with? Are we done? Anybody done yet?
I got it.
I hope we're all working on math stuff. Hope we've all got our masks on. Hope we're all working on math stuff. That don't look like math to me. That looks like some kind of reading or something. You got new Excels to do. I've not published that yet, but we do. Okay, are we all done? Okay, Emma, what'd you come up with? How many batches do we have there? Okay, so how did you figure that up?
Well, there's 3 seasons. And then
Okay, so go ahead and kind of like circle the batches then. Go ahead and circle on your paper the batches, how you got a batch. Okay, so we're not reading our instructions, okay? So a recipe for one batch of spice mix calls for 3 teaspoons of mustard seed, 5 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. So you've got a batch of all mustard seed. Is that what it says in the directions? What does it say is a batch? 3 mustard seeds, 5 chili powders, 1 salt. That's not what you got circled. Okay. Nah, you're in the same boat. That's not what you got circled either. What do you got? That's fine. What you got, Xavier? Okay, that's not what you got either. It's not what you got either.
I know.
It's not what you got either.
So I'm supposed to go like this.
That's a better visual, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah. What are you doing? I think you had it right. What are you racing for? You're the only one that had it right. Well, why?
I don't know. It's never go on the first instance. It's always wrong.
Says who?
Me.
Okay, so look, here's one batch. Here's a batch. Here's a batch. They basically got them spread out for you there. Okay, that middle is wrong because that middle's only got 4. The first one's got 6. The second one's got 4.
Yeah,
So maybe that's what, I don't know if that's what you have while going 4 or not, but that's the issue. Okay? All right, so any questions on how to do that first one there? It's basically walking you through those. So we do have, what's on the second page? I just don't like the way this thing's printed. So there is 6 altogether, okay? All right, so this is what I want you to work on at your desk. If you need some help again, I'm fixing to publish this here in just a minute, so y'all can look back at the video. If you need to fast forward, if you need to pause, if you need to do whatever, okay? All right, so any question on this? Okay, all right, hop back there, get those done.